Good evening, my fellow watch YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're here to talk about a very special watch, a watch that needs no further accolade, a watch that needs no further introduction, a watch that I'm very proud to have in my collection. That's right, today we're talking about none other than the Cartier Santos Carree in 29 millimeters, reference number 2961. So this is a watch I've been enamored with for quite some time now. I've been tracking it for about 4 years, 4 plus. Since 2020, right before the boom of the watch market, before the advent of the watch collecting hobby, before COVID happened, essentially, to give you a timeline of things. And since then, I've tracked it grow from a $2,000 watch to $2,500 watch to $3,500 watch when I purchased it to now a $5,000 watch plus in today's watch market. So in today's video, I want to talk through about my journey, just tracking this thing's development and trend in the watch market over time, where it is today in terms of a good value, good deal, its market proposition, and then where the market is going tomorrow, where I want to ask, does it still make sense to get this today? What does the outlook of this watch in today's market look like? Then also, what are some alternatives? If you deem it no longer good value, what are some alternatives that can be considered better value for a similar product? So yeah, all this and more in today's video. And before I get into the market analysis of this watch and my story with its purchase, let me just really quickly say something about its aesthetics, which is that everything you hear about in other watch YouTubers and other watch channels about how it's both elegant and industrial in its design language, that's what draws me to it essentially. In particular, one thing that I will allude to is in brutalist architecture, and this watch very much reminds me of brutalist architecture. Primarily the bracelet, in the sense that how it's squared off. It's a very much brutal form of its design language. So that plus the the gold, the yellow gold, the two-tone, the blue cabochon, it does hit the level of elegant, classy, plus industrial rugged design very well. So for someone who looks to get the job done, isn't afraid to get their hands dirty, but also has nice hands, this is the watch for you, and this is the watch for me. So what inspired me to make this video was actually an Instagram reel that I saw earlier yesterday, and it's by Charlie Horloger, which is a watch dealer based out of Paris, very famous one you might be aware of. I had actually visited their Paris boutique location in June of 2023, a few months prior to when I purchased mine, and I had tried on one of their models in the store at the time. And that back then in euros, that was worth $4,000 for the model I had tried on. And remind you, I got mine for 3.5K a few months shortly after that. But in this Charlie Horloger reel that I had watched just yesterday, I saw a price for one of these Carrés for almost $7,000. So that made me really step back and think about, what am I wearing on my wrist? What is it actually worth? And what is it going to be worth in the next few years? And is it worth it to get one now, still today? So after just having my mind blown by that Instagram reel by Charlie Horloger for almost a $7,000 Carré in the year 2024, I just went to Chrono24 to do some quick research and survey what prices had been like historically for the Carré. And looking at some charts, you can see that, around 2020, when I started looking at it, yeah, the prices corresponded. It was around $2,000, around $2,500 for a pretty average condition one. I think around Chrono, when I was searching around then, you can find a very good quality one for $3,000 tops. Fast forward to August 2023, when I'm purchasing one, I purchased mine for $3,500, and they're showing August 2023 as $4,000, which is a lot. You fast forward that to present day, and you're seeing around $4,600, and you're seeing in boutiques such as Charlie Horloger that for the best quality and in-person conditions, you're getting anywhere above $5,000 for one. So 6.7K US dollars today, obviously expensive. There are more expensive watches, there are cheaper watches, mind you, but when we get to this price range, anywhere from 4K to 6K to 7K, this is a very competitive price range in the market today for luxury watches. And mind you, this is not a new watch. The runtime for this is around the 1980s to, I want to say, 1991 at the latest run. So at its youngest, you're getting a watch that's 30 years old at its youngest for 6K today. Or you're getting a watch that's 40 years old at its youngest for 6K today. That's almost half of a century years old. Is it the best value for what you're getting today? That's what we're going to explore. So you are still very much getting the history. You are still very much getting the pedigree. You're still very much getting the classiness, the design language, in many senses the iconography. This is a very much iconic watch. The shape of it, the design of it, the story of it, as iconic as a Porsche 911 or a Volkswagen Beetle. However, some things do not keep up with time. The dial has cracks on it on spider webbing. The bracelet's getting a bit old, getting a little bit loose. It's not as waterproof as you'd like, and not as shockproof as you'd like. So for what the price is today, it's starting to get to that point where you can question it if it's still good value or not. So ultimately, I think that the Carree does end up holding in value and holding in its positioning in the watch market for two reasons. Number one, it's everything that I said earlier about its design language, its class, its elegance, its timelessness, its story. But then number two is also just the real hard truth about its durability and physical limits in an aging world. Number one, let's just talk about the watch. Style-wise, it's an icon. You can wear it 50 years ago, you can wear it 50 years into the future. Style-wise, you're bulletproof. You're gonna be in style when you wear this watch. So it's durable in the stylistic sense. Story-wise, this is not a Tudor. This is not Christopher Ward. We're talking about Cartier right here, one of the greatest and the biggest in the game. And not just that, you're talking about the Santos here, one of the earliest versions of a wristwatch for men ever, period. So style-wise, you're good. Story-wise, you're durable. The story of Cartier, the story of the Santos will only appreciate over time. So that means this thing will only get more valuable in that sense over time as well. The only place where you can get some fault and some contention is in its physical durability. It's not a permanent object. It is an impermanent material object. If it was leather, it'd be even less permanent. But because it's stainless steel and gold, it is slightly more. But you cannot fake it. This is a 30 to 40-year-old watch. It has seen time. It has seen wrists. It has seen hands. It has seen many things. What that means is that over time, you're going to get some pieces that are better conditioned than others, but they will never improve in condition. They will only get worse. And so the ones that are in good or decent will only get more valuable. With that being said, when I think about the supply and demand dynamics for the Santos Carree, I cannot recommend someone who's interested in the watch to wait for it to get it. If you're thinking about a drop in prices, maybe, but I really couldn't recommend waiting to purchase one. And I'll say the simple reason is, you look at the supply side. There's a finite cap as to the total supply limit of Carrees in the world today and into the future. We haven't heard any indication from Cartier that they're going to re-establish manufacturing for the model 2961 reference number or any updated version of it. Even within Cartier's current day catalog, there is no easy one-to-one comparison model for someone to purchase if they were interested in the 2961. There simply isn't. So if you look at the supply dynamics, today there exists a finite number of high quality Carrees. There exists a number of low quality and medium quality as well. The sad, unfortunate truth is that all of those high, low, and medium quality, they all trend towards worse quality over time. So the fact that they don't make this anymore and that they're only getting worse means that the good ones will only get picked off here and there until they just get exuberantly priced out of your price range. So with that being said, yeah, I can't really recommend someone to wait to get this watch. That's what I did. I waited 2 years looking at the market for dips. Never really came, so I got one when I got it. And it was at a decent quality one at that as well, not as high as I would have liked either. So there you have it. That being said, you can still talk about, alternatives to this watch. You cannot replace its iconography, its timelessness, its place in history, but you can replace it, tangentially from a style-wise and fashion-wise point of view. Similar watches I'd say to this, I'm looking at two-tone, I'm looking at stainless steel, integrated sports bracelets, sports watches. The easy comparison would be the Rolex Datejust in two-tone. Another one would be an Omega. They make Constellations that are in two-tone, or even the Aquaterra, which is a bit newer in two-tone. Those are two that I would say are pretty high quality contenders for, you know, the same class of watch that this one is. I would even throw in the JLC Reverso in two-tone, the older models, and maybe the smaller case sizes as well. They make some pretty good ones there as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Cartier Santos Carree in two-tone. I really just wanted to make this video to, you know, capture its place in time, where it is right now in history, but where it's been in its entire arc of history. It really is a special, one-of-a-kind thing. So, you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments. And please do like, comment, and subscribe if you will, just to give me an indication of what I should be doing with my time besides talking about it. But yeah, this has been Calvin on Time with another watch video with you. It's been a pleasure to record this one, and yeah, hope you all like it.